Agility Team Final. 4 teams taking part: St Edward's Dog Training Club from Kent, Glenifer Agility Club from Scotland, Derwent Valley Dog Training Club from literally all over the place, and Rugby Dog Training Club from just down the road. The first one to go is Catherine Davol from Rochester in Kent. She's a civil servant. The dog's called Taffy, a working sheepdog, 6 years old. There is an optimum time of 50 seconds on this course. The course is fairly self-explanatory. It's rather like taking part in horses going at gymkhanas and so on. Show jumping. There are contact points where the dogs have to make contact on things like the seesaw. This is the weave, as I'm sure you well know, and a table in the centre where they have to go down for a count of 5. The judge counts that. The judge is Bill Shooty, who's also the judge on the fly ball competition. Straight through the tunnel there, and this is a good run. I think it's faultless so far. Unfortunately, we haven't got the clock showing at the moment, but an approximate timing of 47 seconds, so they're certainly within the time there, and it was faultless. No faults on that. Great run. That was a jolly good run indeed. Here we go then. Second team to go is Glenifer Agility Club. It's from Renfrewshire up in Scotland. Well, it covers a big area, plays in Glasgow, and some of the contestants come from Ayr as well. The first one to go for the Glenifer team is Christine Steele. She comes from Renfrewshire, Houston actually, and she works in the bank. The dog's called Jenny. It's a bitch, working sheepdog, 3 years old. And she hasn't started the dog yet. She's just got a good lead. She wants the dog to go, and here it goes. The dog starts the clock itself. The clock's back. That's good to see. And around they come. But clear rounds are what we're looking for. If they go over the time, there's a fault there. Missed the contact points. I'll explain those next time we see them. You see on the dog walk those red bits, and another fault there. So at the moment 10 faults against Christine Steele and Jenny. Down at the table, not as quick either. Optimum time 50 seconds, 1 point penalty added for each second over the time. Look on the seesaw, more of these contact points. They made them right that time. They are going to be inside the time limit. 44.93, that's an accurate timing. And there are 10 faults. Next to go is Derwent Valley Dog Training Club. Jo Rhodes from Belper in Derbyshire. She's an office worker. The dog is called Nikita, working sheepdog, 3 years old. The registered name of the dog is rather grand, Moravius the Key. And this team is very good. Oh, and they brought down a pole straight off there on the second one. It's a bit of an embarrassment, a poor start. So 5-second penalty already to add. They're looking to go clear, but don't forget it is a team agility competition. There are 4 dogs to go in each team. We're only looking at the first one for the Derwent Valley team. And the failure there at the start of the weave went in through the wrong pole from the wrong side, so there's another 5 there. That's 10 against them so far. They're down on the table in the centre, held for a count of 5 by Bill Shooter. And on they come. The second half of the course much shorter. You can see the time ticking away there. Oh, and there goes another pole. Poor round. It's 15 against them. They're going to be within the time limit. Yes, they are. 47.15, but there are 15 faults. Last team to go in the first round then is Rugby Dog Training Club from just up the road. Usually very successful in the fly ball. They've been here in agility many times. This is Pat Kidd from Rugby. She's a real retail manager. The dog's called Ricky. It's a crossbreed. 6 years old. She adopted Ricky when he was 16 months old. Previous owner found him too much of a handful, but let's see what Pat can do on this course. It's a good start. Clear rounds are what they're after. Here we come to these contact points there. Dog just makes it, must hit those red sections. If they don't, they're penalised. It's such a silly thing to get penalised for, jumping off the obstacle too soon. And making it there, but you can see Pat taking great control. In through the weave, very nicely, good and quick. Coming up to the table, they're clear so far. Pretty fast to the table as well, 29.2, held for a count of 5. It's not necessarily 5 seconds, it's Bill's count, whatever he decides it was going to be. Does it the same each time? Onto the seesaw, it's a good run, I think they're clear. It is a good run. Yes, it's an excellent clear round in 46.35. I'll have to wait for official figures to tell whether or not they're in the lead, because we haven't got an accurate timing on the very first dog that went from St Edwards. But at the moment it looks as though Rugby Dog Training Club and St Edwards Dog Training Club each have no faults and consequently are in the lead. A great first round. Here we go with round 2. 4 dogs and handlers, as I've said, from each team to go. Round 2, we're starting again, same order. St Edwards Dog Training Club from Kent. Sue Montgomery is the handler. She comes from Whitstable in Kent. She's an assembler by trade. The dog's called Kevin. He's a border collie, 4 years old. And they're quick. Are they accurate? Looks like it so far. Bill Shooter walking around, gets the best position on this course. He designed it, of course. Nicely into the weave. Very neat run. Well, we're looking around about 29 seconds on the table for fast. This is okay, pretty good. Held for the count, nicely down. Tight turn there. These obstacles placed in such a position as to make the dog be confused. The handler has to exercise control. It's not up to the dog, but they're going clear. Go clear, go clear. Yes, it's another clear round for St Edwards. Wonderful. 46.81 is the time, and they're clear. Excellent. They're well within the time limit. This optimum time is looking generous. Scottish team to come next from Glenever. The dog here is called dog is called Drift. It's a border collie, 5 years old, and the handler is Eilith Murray. She comes from Glasgow. She's a trainee veterinary nurse. She's had Drift since he was a puppy. Originally trained him in obedience, but he tried agility and got absolutely hooked on it. It's not surprising. And listen to him talk. He's a very noisy one, but he's got a bar down. So they've got 5-point penalties. And their first dog, of course, had 10 on the round. So not great for Glenever. They just get a little bit too exuberant. Look at that. Barking all the way around the course. Tell us all about it. Good dog, Drift. Apparently he's usually a very calm dog until he sees agility equipment, then he goes manic. They're much slower. 50 seconds is the time. They have 5-second penalty already. Are they going clear with the rest of it? They're inside the limit. Well done. 48.33, but 5 seconds to add with their penalties. Derwent Valley then to go next. I said in my announcement at the beginning of the teams taking part that they're from all over the place. Derwent Valley is actually in Derbyshire. It's a very pretty valley. It's a very pretty river. I know that because I used to live there for about 5 years. And the team, though, have only taken that name. Some of them come from Derbyshire, but some of them come from all over the place. We've got someone from Birmingham, one from Cheltenham. But in fact, Sean Hunt comes from Belper near Derby. So I suppose he's as near to a Derwent Valleyan as it's possible to be. The dog is called Jig, working sheepdog, 3 years old. And it's the first major finals for them. I think they were quite surprised that they qualified for this final, but it was a wonderful semi that they got them through. Going accurately, reasonably quick. I think deceptively quick. We're looking for the table, which is well past the halfway point, around about 29 seconds, so well inside that. Deceptively quick. Very nice. Sean keeping good control, tight corner there. That's where the dog can go wrong, and that was a wide turn, so that would have cost them a second. But they're well within time. It could be the fastest round we've seen so far. Just over 40 seconds so far. It's a great round, 43.74. It is the fastest to date, and it was clear. Well, they needed that because they have 15 faults with their first dog. So in the first half of this agility competition, we have just one dog to go for rugby. Keith Britton is the handler. He comes from Southam. He's a Ministry of Defence dog handler, so he should know about his dog. His dog's called Leah. Working sheepdog, 5 years old. Leaping Leah of Napton. First time at Crufts for both of them, and they've had that second fence now. It's proving to be an awkward fence. 5 points against them. First dog for the team went clear. And at the moment it's looking as though St Edwards will be in the lead at the end of this first half. And coming off there, missing the contact points, Bill Shooter's hand went up there, and that means that they have another 5-point penalty. That's 10 for Keith Britton and Leah. 10 faults. Can they do the rest of it clear? They're slow as well, but they'll be within the time. As I've said, I think 50 seconds is actually generous. This is a good finish, don't knock anything off. Yes, they're there, 42.94, that's actually the fastest round, but 10 faults. And that means that at this halfway stage, it does mean that St Edwards Dog Training Club of Kent are in the lead. So here we go with round 3 of this wonderful agility final here at Crufts. This is Michael Crisp from Orpington. He's a builder. The dog is called Bo. The dog, a border collie, of course, 4.5 years old. Well, at the moment, the St Edwards Dog Training Club from Kent, they're in the lead. They've got 2 clear rounds so far, and that puts them clearly in the lead. They've got 10 faults, in fact 2 fences in the lead over all the others. Great start. So can third and fourth dog go as well as the first 2? This is accurate. Again, not too fast, but we have a generous time. They don't have to go at it hell for leather. Into the weave, they have to go in from this right-hand side, and that was perfect. Coming around, off the table, that's 5-point penalty. Must get down. That's cost them a bit. They're now quite slow. I still think they'll get in within the time. No great problem. It is just 5 for Michael, Crisp and Bo. That's excellent. And that's a good finish, yes. 48.47. They're inside the limit. So they still are in the lead. No question about that. But even at the end of this round, they will be in the lead. They only have 5 faults as it goes against 10, which Rugby have. Rugby are in second place. We're now looking though at our next Scots contestant from Howard in Renfrewshire, consultant psychiatrist Tony Locke with Wiz, the border collie, 4 years old. Registered name is Careless Whisper. Scottish Novice League winner in 1999. They were second last year to Tony's older dog, actually, in the Scottish Advanced League. It is a real sport, this, you know. They have leagues all over the countryside. These teams compete all over the place. And it is madly competitive. They're very jealous of their successes. I've got to tell you, this is a very fast dog. Wiz, rightly named Wiz. Clear so far, but sometimes when they go this fast, they can leap over the contact points and miss them. That's nice. Good control. Good control from Tony. And that is fast through the weave. Oh, made a mess, and they've got to go right back to the beginning. Oh, it doesn't seem as though they have, but is Wiz going right? They haven't been eliminated for that, so they didn't have to go right back to the beginning. Keeping my eyes on Bill Shooter just to make sure that he's not calling an elimination on that. 5 faults though. Very close. Only just stayed on the seesaw for long enough, and they're just out of time. They've got 0.46 of a time fault as well. 50.46 and 5. Those time faults are not going to make a great deal of difference. At the moment, Glenifer are lying in 4th place. As we come to the team, the Derwent Valley dog, the next one is Spectre, a border collie, 3 years old, with Nicola Garrett. Derwent are in 3rd place at the moment. 15 faults for their first dog. Clear round with Sean Hunt in the second one. Nicola will be looking for a clear round here. Nicola comes from Birmingham. As I said, this Derwent Valley team, they come from all over the place. This dog's quick. And good control by Nicola there. Pulling the dog in. Oh, and it's got to come in this side, yes. The dog just a little bit out of control, racing away with it. But they're quick. Look at the time, yes, only 25 seconds to the table. They're going to be moving before it reaches 30. That's excellent. This is a good time, and they're clear. Derwent Valley Dog Training Club, third dog, clear. This can only do them good. Yes, excellent. 43.17, another very fast round. Clear round as well. 15 faults total for the team as we come up to Rugby Dog Training Club with Diane Dunkley from Coventry. The dog is called Geordie. Diane is an insurance clerk. Geordie's a border collie, age 3. Malaridge, my Geordie girl. It's Geordie's first final, first time at Crufts. The team have 10 faults only against them, so they're currently in second place. A good round here would keep them there after 3 rounds of the competition. This is cracking stuff. Oh, and there goes the first pole, right at the very beginning. Sometimes, the dogs just get off there too fast, they don't concentrate, and they leap a bit too early. In fact, this one does leap a long way back. I think if it was a horse, then the rider would be straight over the front end. Takes off early, but nicely through the weave. That's smart. Good jump there onto the table. Slower than the last competitor we saw. It's going to be about 31 seconds off the table. 5 faults so far. The back end of the course is much easier, but that seesaw can provide difficulties. It must come down. You're not allowed to jump off it before it descends. There they are, 44.15. It's a good round, 5 faults, and it means that St Edward's still lead after 3 rounds. It really is very close because Rugby have 15 faults and Glenifer, they have 20 faults. Derwent Valley have 15 faults. But St Edward's only have 5. They're clearly in the lead. So here we go, 4th dog for St Edward's. This is Terry Felsted. He comes from Sittingbourne in Kent. He's an electrician. Dog's called Harry, 4-year-old border collie. And that second fence, well, it's catching them all out. That's another one having it down there. 5-point penalties so far. You won't want those. However, I've got to say, they don't have any more. It could just keep them in the lead. They need to stay clear, but that could win it for them. Just looking at my list in front of me, but they're nicely on the table. They're slower to the table, but there's plenty of time. There's 2 of Harry's brothers running in this team as well today. So he's only got 5 faults. This could actually be the winning run. It is. Only 5 faults there, well inside the time limit. Total of 10 faults. St Edward's are actually the winners. They take it at the start of the 4th round. No one else can catch them, but we do have a contest now for second place. Glenifer have 20 point a few because they have time faults, not many, it's only about 20.56 I think. Derwent Valley have got 15 and Rugby have got 15 faults. So it is very close for 2nd, 3rd and 4th places. This is Pam Campbell. She comes from a small village in Ayr called Fairford. She's a housewife. The dog's called Lisi. He's a German short-haired pointer. But he's slow. I have to say he's slow. He's gorgeous. It's so rare to see these dogs competing in agility, but it's very accurate. 5 years old. Liesl lass. Pam says she's been doing agility with Lisi for 3.5 years and expects her to be the only pointer in the competition. Well, it is and has been. Come on, Lisi. See, the time ticks away, but I think this. Come on, up you get. Oh, it's not been. It wasn't counted as a refusal because he didn't go past the table. Got on there eventually. He's having the rest. I think he's going to be out of time. They had masses of time faults in the semi-finals. Masses. But here they come round. Well, they're out of time now. It doesn't really matter, but it matters insofar as these points will score. 57.85, that's 7.85 time faults. And 5 actual jumping faults. So it's still tight as we come to Derwent Valley's final dog. Greg Derrett from Cheltenham with JC, the border collie, who's 8 years old. He's called JC Sproglet. And JC was in the 1996 Crufts winning team. They come from Cheltenham. Dog of the Year in 1999 and 2000. And they're clear so far. Derwent Valley going for broke. They're going quick. They had a clear round in the semi, these two. If they can go clear now, then Rugby's got it all to do, because I think that they're faster. Derwent Valley are a faster team, and that would get them a comfortable second place. I'm saying comfortable. Nothing's comfortable in this game. It's easy to make a mistake. It can be made so easily. Dogs clear though so far, and it's good time. Yes, they're certainly a fast team, and it's clear. It's clear in 44.45. Well, by my calculations, and they're not that accurate, but it does mean that Rugby's last dog, which is Alan Disbury with Midas Dutch, it's a lovely pun that, isn't it? Dutch is a working sheepdog, 9 years old. They're going to have to go very fast and clear to challenge Derwent Valley. But a clear round and a quick round could do it. Alan Disbury comes from Rugby, he's a transport supervisor. And it really is down to him. Second place is on the cards. At the moment, St Edwards have got it. And he's geeing up the crowd. Oh, what a showman. Very flash, that is, Alan. Very flash. Here we go. He needs to be clear. He needs to be fast. He has to be very fast. He's got to do it under 40 seconds to make any impression on Derwent Valley. So the target really is somewhere around about 40 seconds. It may be even faster than that's needed. I don't think they're going to manage it. But he's enjoying himself. He's enjoying himself. They're going to be too slow, but they are clear, and a clear round is important. Clear so far. Good old Dutch, 9 years old. This is terrific, you know. A 9-year-old dog performing like this. Wonderful. They're not fast enough. They're not fast enough. But it's a lovely clear round. Yes, listen to the cheers. That's terrific. It only wins them third place in this competition, but the audience absolutely love that.
Once more, please welcome Mike Davis, Managing Director of Pedigree Master Foods, who is going to make the presentations. And also, ladies and gentlemen, I'll ask Mr. Mike Davis, he will make one final presentation, and that is to a man who's worked very hard over Crufts, our judge, Mr. Bill Shooter.